Hello guys, how are you? If you've subscribed to my channel, you know that we've been bringing you here on this channel many interesting travel videos, how to get from point A to point B, travel tutorials, and all sorts of useful information about traveling and living abroad all over the world, in English and Portuguese. So here we are with this video about how to obtain permanent residency in Paraguay. But wait, stop right there. You're sure you are in the right video, right? Because there's no way to get permanent residency if you haven't gone through the temporary residency process first. If it's temporary residency you're looking for, then go back to the channel and look for the other video on that subject.
Early the next morning.
For starters, let me tell you that anywhere you do the residence procedure here in Paraguay, be it Ciudad del Este, Encarnación or Asunción, there's gonna be lots of that. Early mornings, lots of Uber rides, so be prepared because it's almost like a job. So before anything, get your passport, get your cédula, and get your residency card. You go into a photocopy office, you're going to make about 5 copies of those. The passport, you take a copy of the main page and the one where the Paraguayan stamp is. Then front and back of both the residency card and front and back of your cédula. Then you go into Escribanía, but don't go too early because Escribanía is open very early. But maybe the person who is supposed to sign your documents doesn't arrive before 9 o'clock. So you get the copy of your passport validated. It's going to be about 5,000, maybe 10,000 if you're not lucky, per document. And also before anything, they're gonna need a judicial criminal record certificate. To get that, you need to go to the Justice Palace. I'm going now to the one in Ciudad del Este, and I'm going to check and put right here the place where you should go if you decide to do this in Asunción. The reason behind that is that you need to have your name in their judicial records so that they can issue a judicial criminal record for you. You're gonna have to come here in Ciudad del Este. This building is a district court. So there's gonna be lots of people in fancy dress, suits, ties, women in high heels. So don't come in shorts. If you do, you can go across the road and rent running trousers from one of the shops there. They'll charge you 5,000. Then you come back here to this building. You're gonna go through the metal detector, and when you're inside, you're gonna go to the one of the windows on the left, and you're gonna ask one of the people there for antecedentes judiciales. You're gonna pay 48,000 guaranis, and they're gonna give you this, and they'll give you a sheet of paper which you're gonna put in your folder so that you can go to Escribanía and validate together with the rest of your documents. This is very important, is one of the points there listed on the website. So antecedentes judiciales, you get it here. Palacio de Justicia.
One day later.
This office here is Migraciones office in Ciudad del Este, and I'm going to be recapping what you need to do before you actually come here. But they're very, very kind, and if you have any questions, you can come over, and then they're gonna check for you if you have all the documents. So like I said before, the best thing to do is start by going to the district court and see if your name is there. If your name is not there, they're gonna get your cédula, the Paraguayan cédula, and then they're going to put your name in the system just to see if you haven't been in any trouble, or if nobody sued you, or if you didn't sue anybody, and that you're going to come out already with the document in your hands, and you're going to pay 49,000 guaranis. That's the fancy building I've showed you in the beginning. Don't go there in shorts because it's a district court. Then you're gonna make like about 5 copies of the main page of your passport, the page where you got your last entry stamp into Paraguay. You're gonna make 5 copies of the front and back of your Paraguayan cédula, your residency card. Then when you have all these photocopies with you, you're going to Escribanía, which is a notary office. You know the procedure from the time you got your temporary residency. Normally they're everywhere and they're very cheap. It's not usually about 5,000 guaranis per copy, per notarized copy. If you're unlucky, then it's going to be 10,000 guaranis, nothing more than that. Then you're going to take maybe 2 of the copies of your passport and the page where you got your stamp, and you're going to have them notarized. Then you go into Interpol. In Ciudad del Este is the building I showed you before. They're going to charge you 280,000 guaranis, and pay close attention to that. Interpol in Ciudad del Este is going to send the documents to Asunción, which means they're going to take 1 week between you go there, you bring your documents, and you receive them back. So like I said, 280,000, and then in the same building, you're going to get your antecedentes para extranjeros, which is the foreigner's criminal record. That's going to cost you another 200,000 here in Ciudad del Este. If you are in Asunción, you go into the same building I showed you in the first video. In Asunción, if you remember this same building where I've been 2 years ago, this is where you're gonna get your antecedentes para extranjeros, so the foreigner's criminal record. Here you're gonna come with your notarized copy of the page of the passport where you get your entry stamp, and you're going to pay 63,000 guaranis. They're going to issue the document right on the spot. It's called Informática. Then that's where you're going to use your second notarized copy of your passport and the entry stamp. You're going to Asunción in that building, and then you're going to pay 63,000. In Asunción, however, police officer there is going to collect your documents, and they're going to issue that document right on the spot for you. So 63,000 guaranis. Then the last document you're going to get is the antecedentes. That's the plain criminal record, the one that every Paraguayan has it, or every resident citizen has here in Paraguay. So here in Ciudad del Este, you're gonna go to this address that I'm gonna be putting here. It's the one that I've showed you before, and you're gonna pay 70,000 guaranis. Also bear in mind that there is a new thing now, which is not on the actual website. They're gonna print out a photocopy of nobody knows what, which is published nobody knows where, and they're gonna give it to you, and it says there that you need to have a proof statement of your migratory movement. In order to avoid to have to show that, then you need to prove that you've been in the country at least 1 year. If you have several stamps in and out and in and out and in and out, then you're gonna have to get this proof of migratory movement. If you only have one that's like over 1 year ago, then you don't need it, at least here in Ciudad del Este. I suppose this is going to be the same as in Asunción. If you then have all these documents, you can come right here in Ciudad del Este, or you can go to the same usual immigration office in Asunción. Then you have 3 criminal records with you: antecedentes, antecedentes judiciales, and antecedentes for foreigners. So it's 3 of them. You're gonna have your Interpol document, you have the copies of your passport and the entry stamp, and then you have the copies of your residency card and your Paraguayan cédula. You need to come with all these documents. Don't forget to get yourself 3 million guaranis, and just in case bring another 200, because they may just decide that you changed some information in your application. So it's going to be, instead of 2,900,000, it's going to be 3,100,000. So just in case, bring about 3,200,000 to be on the safe side.